Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Three's In and happy Thanksgiving. This morning I have a couple of Thanksgiving stories to share with you from years ago. I'm going to break it up into two videos here. The first one, it takes place at McGuire Air Force Base probably in 1971. And my wife and I had just moved to McGuire that summer, and these were going to be our first holidays together without parents. So we were pretty excited about that. Went out and bought the traditional frozen butterball turkey and all the fixings, this, that, and the other, and had planned to get up in the morning and fix this bad bird. And I can't remember if we were having folks over, neighbors and whatnot. More than likely we were. At any rate, we get up early in the morning, and I'd set the turkey out to let it thaw. And as my wife was working on the fixings, I started working on the bird. Now, I was a traditional beer drinker, so I usually would have a beer in my hand on festive occasions like this. But this morning I thought, you know what? Let's crank up the degree of sophistication. So I got into the screwdrivers. Fixed us a couple nice ones, and then we went about our chores. So I get the bird out of the packaging, pull out the neck and a few other little goodies, and I start looking for the giblets. I can't find the darn things. I look everywhere. Came very close to field stripping that turkey. At any rate, looked high and low for it. Couldn't find it. So I'll tell you what, let's go get another screwdriver and think about this. So I did, came back, and again, after a strip search, still couldn't find the giblets. Well, now I'm starting to get annoyed, and of course I don't think the screwdrivers helped at all. So it just really annoyed me that you'd pay what we paid for a Butterball premium turkey, and there's no giblets. What the hell? So I decided I was going to write and let the president of Butterball know how I felt about this. So I went over to my desk, pulled out some paper, and sat down and wrote a note to him. I told him, I said, we don't have a lot of money. And I said, we saved up and spent a great deal on this butterball turkey this year. And I said, we're looking forward to having, I kind of stretched a little bit here, okay, family and friends. Well, my wife was my family, so I guess I'm okay there, and friends. And sitting around the table, and it's just always a festive occasion to watch people at the Thanksgiving dinner. So I went into this a little bit, and I said, however, I said, this year, I said, as I was looking for the packages inside the turkey, there were no giblets to be found. And I said, what do you think Thanksgiving dinner is like without giblets? I said, you probably never have had that experience. But at any rate, I said, this year, we don't seem to have any giblets. It's Thanksgiving morning. I wouldn't know where to go to find a package of giblets. So I said, we'll just do without. And I said, how do you think I'm going to feel sitting at the head of the table, looking over at the children and explaining to them why they don't have giblets in the giblet gravy this year? I said, it's going to be tough, for sure. So anyway, the letter went on a little bit like that. And when I finished, I was real proud of it. So I packaged it up, and I thought to myself, you know what, I've got a little time here. So I got a beer. Now, this is when the drinking got serious, I suppose. Got in the truck and drove onto the base. We lived in base housing at McGuire. It was a compound itself off the main base. So I drove over to the base, went over to the post office, and dropped that sucker in the post office. I wanted that letter to go to the Butterball people first thing in the morning. So I did. Driving back, felt very proud of myself. I sure let my feelings be told or be known. So I get home, set the beer down, and start working around the turkey again. And by this time, it thawed a little bit more. And when I reached my hand into the neck cavity, what do you think I found? You got it, the giblets. Oh, don't think I can go get those that letter back. But be that as it may, it must have struck a nerve with the guy when he got it, because about a week and a half, 2 weeks later, I got a letter back from him with a certificate for a nice sized butterball turkey for Christmas. So what the heck? Now I know where to look for the giblets, and I don't have to write letters. So that's the first story. The second one's coming up shortly.